Hi everybody, Kim Jeffress for Heidi Swap, and I'm here today to share a new album that I'm creating for this year. So I decided to create a album using the Journal Studio collection, and I'm going to be recording one special memory for each week. So by the end of the year, I should have 52 special moments from the month. I'm still going to be using my memory planner, but I also wanted to focus just on one special occasion, and I've already started. I've got 3 in here, and I want to share with you some of the fun techniques that I'm using. So on this page, I've got a full-size photo, and then on this side I've used the Color Fresh stamp set, and I've used the Making Memories Together, and I've just created like an ombre effect on the page. So I've used yellow, green, blue, teal and blue. And so I've done that on a piece of pattern paper, on a piece of white paper. You could do it straight into your book, but I wanted to make it a bit sturdier and do it on a piece of pattern paper, a piece of white cardstock. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So you're going to need a piece of scratch paper, a piece of paper cut to 4 by 8, which is the side of the page. You can choose any stamp set or any stamp, but because the photo shows my sons walking together with their friends, I've chosen this Making Memories Together stamp. I'm going to put it on my stamp block. And then I've got 4 colors that I'm going to use. So a yellow, a green, a teal, and a blue. So you need the scratch paper because for some of the stamping, you're actually going to come off the page. And you come off the page to make it look like your stamping is more natural. You don't want all of the words on the page. In the middle of the page. So I'm going to start off with the yellow. So I've taken a little bit of it off the side of the page there, and I'm just going to re-ink it, and then I'm going to do it next to it. And it doesn't have to be exact because it's giving the home feel, and I've just got a little bit of an edge there, so I'm just going to come back in. This is why you need the scrap paper. And I'm just going to stamp the edge there. So I'm going to do 2 columns or 2 lines of the same stamp. Now on my second line, I don't want to come in and just do it exactly the same as above. So I'm going to bring it over. Again, we want it to look natural. I'm just going to keep re-inking. Okay, now I'm going to change. I'm going to wipe that off just with a baby wipe. And then I'll go on to the next color. So then I'm going to pick the lime. And again, when we're stamping, we don't want to have it directly above the previous stamp. So this time I'm going to bring it all into the middle. Stamp it down. And then we're going to continue this all the way to the top of the page. Okay, so I'm almost finished. So you can see I've done the yellow and the lime and the teal, and now I'm coming in with the blue. Again, coming off the page so it has that natural look. And because I'm not right at the top of the page, what I'm going to do is just ink the bottom of my stamp, and then I'm just going to do a tiny little bit at the top so it still looks like the pattern is extending off the paper. So I'll just clean off my ink pad, my stamp. And so there you can see we've created our own pattern paper. And then all I did was I just adhered that in. So I'm just going to wipe my fingers. I just adhered that into my book, and then I used some of the journal sticker ephemera and puffy stickers to write my journaling. So that is my first memory for the year. Now let's move on to memory number 2. Okay, for memory number 2, it was a day out on the ocean, and what I did was I printed my photo. I wanted this photo to be a large photo, and I printed it at 8.5 by 11. And what I'm going to do is we're going to create a little fold out, but we're going to cut out my photo in 3 equal sections, and then I'm going to rejoin them with a piece of washi tape to create a hinge, and then it will fold in. So the width of the paper here, the width of the page here is 4 by 8. So I'm going to trim my photo at 4-inch increments. Okay, so we've got my photo trimmed up. And you'll notice that I started on the right-hand side because we actually want, because this is only 11, and I did 4 and 4, and so this one is just a little bit shorter, and we need the left-hand side one to be a little bit shorter. So now I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to just use a piece of washi tape. This is just from the Journal Studio collection. You can use any washi tape. I'll just trim it off. And we just want a little gap in between to allow it to fold. And I'm going to lay that down. Whoops. And just test that it folds. Yes. And then I'll just trim the excess off. Okay. So you can see that folds in. Now I'm going to do that again. Just a tiny little gap, because we still want our photo to look like a proper photo. So again, we just come in with a bit of washi tape. Lay it down. Just check that it folds, and you can see, so that folds in nicely because it's not as wide. Just trim that bit off. Trim this bit off. Okay. Then I'm going to use some of the Colour Fresh pattern paper just to cover this piece here and this piece here. So we want it to be, this is going to be 4 inches. I think I want my stripes to go this way. So you can measure, or you can just eyeball like I like to do. Just trim that off. It's 4 and then it's 8. 8 inches high. Just checking the height again. So it's 8 1/4. 8 1/4. Okay, I've trimmed that. So then I can just now adhere this to my pattern paper, to my piece of paper. And of course I've trimmed it a little bit short, but that's okay. I might just pop that piece under there and you won't know. So I'll just... Okay, so that's one side. And now I can do the same for this side, and I'll do that off camera. And then all we need to do is to adhere that inside our book. So I can do that now. I'm going to use plenty of tape because it will be opening in and out, and we don't want it to come out of our book. So then it just folds out like that, and you still get to see the beautiful sunset photo. I might even add a little tab here to show that it opens. Just these are some of the Journal Studio ephemera pieces. I quite like that, so I'm going to put, this is one of the Journal Studio clips. Actually, I don't like that. We can change our mind. I think I might go back to my pink tab there. So that will just tell me that I need to open it. So I'll just adhere that with some of my adhesive. And there's my second memory down. So off camera, I'll add some pattern paper to that one. And now let's go on to our third memory for the year. Week 3. So you can see I've already started my week 3. I've used some of the Color Fresh stamps again to do some stamping, and this washi tape and these puppy stickers are from the journal collection. Now I want to add, this is a story about my son finally getting his braces off. It's week 3, and so what I did, I used one of the stickers from the Journal Studio sticker book, and I used my typewriter to type out my journaling, and I just peeled the sticker off the backing sheet, and then I placed it just on a piece of scrap pattern paper, and then I ran it through my typewriter. And now I'm going to trim around that, because what we're going to do is we're going to create kind of like a holding place. We'll just trim this off. Okay, so I've trimmed up the journaling tag. Now I don't want to adhere this, I want this photo to be able to be removed. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to staple, or first of all adhere and then staple. And I'm just putting some adhesive about 1/3 of the way in on the right hand side, because you can see that is still able to be lifted up. And then I'm going to add staple on each side. So then that can sit in there, and then we can pull it out to see my son with the braces, and now it's off, and then that can slip back in. And it's nice and tight, so it's not going to fall out. So let me share with you my 3 memories so far. So we've got my number 1 memory, and we use the stamping, the ombre stamping. Number 2, we created the pull-out photo or the fold-out photo. Again, I'm going to add some pattern paper to that. And then we created our little pull-out card here or tag here. So I can't wait to create some more memories in my story once a week to have 52 memories by the end of the year. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.